One of the great things that we get to do here on CoastLife is bring information about the many nonprofits out there doing important work here on Delmarva. We've got one today. We're going to be talking with Joanne Hutchison, joining us right here on the couch. She's with the Delaware Burn Camp. What is the Delaware Burn Camp? What is it that you guys do?
We have a camp for children who have sustained burn injuries. We take children from the ages of 6 to 18. It's totally free, and we utilize the Camp Barnes facilities down behind Bethany Beach, and we have them for a week of fun and relaxation, and it's an opportunity for them to get to know other children that have sustained burn injuries and gone through some of the same things they have.
Yeah, so what does a camp like this do for these kids? Do you see maybe a sense of community or confidence grow amongst them by the end of their time at the camp?
It usually ends up with a lot of camaraderie between the kids. They really enjoy each other, and we take them from all up and down the state so that they get to know people from different areas and so forth. It gives them the opportunity to learn a little bit more about other people who have sustained similar injuries.
Yeah.
Now, you guys have them for a week. You're a nonprofit. How do you finance all this? What does it take to make this run?
We are totally funded through donations. We've been very fortunate since our start in 2009. We've had a lot of good folks who have donated. We have a lot of support through the fire service, and they actually help us with transporting the children to the camp and from the camp, etc., as well as helping us at the campsite. Most of the ladies' auxiliaries in Lower Delaware help with preparing the meals and so forth for the kids.
Oh, that's awesome. And I mean, I know you said that this camp is free for the kids, which I think is, that's huge and such a great opportunity. So if folks are interested in maybe getting involved with the camp, whether it's as a volunteer or maybe another role within the camp, what does that end of it sort of look like?
It's very easy to do. We have applications out on our website. We have the DelawareBurnCamp.com is our website, and there are applications for the campers as well as for volunteers. We do require background checks if they're going to be staying on site with the children, and we make sure that that's done routinely.
Makes sense.
So that everybody is cleared through the organization, you know.
Yeah.
What made you interested in this specifically? What drew you to this camp? What made you want to get involved?
I'm a nurse, and at that time I was still working. I'm retired at this point, but my husband's been in the fire service for forever, and he sort of prompted me a little bit, and we were asked by Danny Short, who is from the Seaford area, to bring together a group to evaluate whether a camp would be necessary or could be utilized in our area. The closest camp was 3 to 4 hours away. Yeah. So it's hard for people to send their children away, especially after a traumatic injury like that. So we decided we'd try and do this. We put it together, and it has done very, very well. We have a 13-member board of directors, and they're from all avenues, a lot of healthcare, but a lot of other things. We have one gentleman who is in the board of directors, and he's in charge of the Boys and Girls Clubs for Delaware and things like that. So we have a lot of good folks that are involved.
Does it feel like you guys are making a difference in these people's lives?
I think we are. We've had children from upstate, downstate, a little bit of everywhere. We actually take children from Lower Pennsylvania, Lower New Jersey, Eastern Shore, Maryland. We take all those areas into consideration. And I think we do make a big difference in some of the kids' lives.
Yeah, and so if there is a family out there that wants to get their kid involved with this camp, what should they do to do that? Some of the details of when this camp runs, so that families know how to get involved.
Our camp this year is from the 11th to the 15th of August. We had to shorten it this year because we're utilizing the Camp Barnes facilities, and they have another group that comes in right before us, and they added an extra day to their session. But all they have to do is go online. My number's out there as the contact person, as well as our secretary and treasurer, so that they can contact any of us. There is an application online that they can fill out, mail in. We do interview all the children and their parents before the camp session, so that if they have questions, we can answer those questions and make sure they're very comfortable with what we're doing.
That's great.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this information. I think it's really important that it gets out to everybody at home, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys doing this sort of work, especially for these kids that, you know, they do get to now connect with some other kids that have similar life experience.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here and for what you're doing in our community. I know it means a lot.
Thank you.
Of course. Coming up on Coast Life, though, hope you're hungry. We've got our dish of the week coming your way.